Hey, good morning everyone, and greetings from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This morning I'm here at the Mitchell Park Conservatory, better known as the Domes, which is these giant botanical gardens inside these biodome-like structures. I believe each one's like a different ecosystem. Excited to go inside and check this out and explore the domes. First up is the show dome. Not the easiest thing to put on camera, but the glass is awesome. There's a rabbit down there, a deer. Let's head on in. As one would expect, it's rather pretty in here. Now, of course, with this being a botanical gardens type area, there's plenty of signage everywhere, so you can learn all about the different types of trees and plants. I also like this. There seems to be a lot of benches and stuff where you can just sit down and hang out and enjoy the view. It's pretty neat over here. There's like a little tiny house, as if a little fairy or something would live in. I am now on the wooden path in the middle. Now I want to say the show dome, they do change up. Some of the other domes here are pretty much the same every time you come, but I believe this one does change out seasonally. You got more of a summer vibe in here now. See the golf course right there, and a lifeguard chair, little lagoon in the middle. Now there's a type of gardening I could get behind, a beer garden. Got a little table and big old German beer mug set up here. And I think that'll bring us to the end of dome number 1. The next dome up is the Desert Dome. Probably the one I was most looking forward to. And as I expected, the desert one is really, really neat. I find the desert environments and plants to be especially interesting. You know, they got to survive with very little water. Ends up with crazy looking cactuses like that, especially if you look way at the top up there. And yeah, they've got everything from the big giant plants to the little teeny tiny ones. I guess the plants in here are organized by country and continent. So over here are going to be plants from Africa. Really neat views. Go ahead and take a walk through the desert section of the domes. I always find botanical gardens that have areas like this very interesting, as most of them you go to, it's generally very pretty plants and very pretty trees, but to get the cactuses and stuff like that, I find to be a little bit different. One in the middle here is from the Canary Islands. Here is Madagascar. Oh, it'd be cool if you were a real turtle. Kind of spooked me. Man, look at this big cactus type tree here. I know I'm shooting into the sun and that's not great for video, but it's pretty snazzy. Lots of littler ones here in the Canary Islands. Over here is Australia, including one that's growing out of a boot. Of course, when I think Australia and boot, my mind immediately goes to that episode of The Simpsons. But yeah, this place is as pretty as I was hoped it would be. I guess they have doves in here. I haven't personally seen any yet. Makes sense. There'd be some sort of animals that would like living in the dome here. Also not obscenely hot either. I was worried of being like a desert dome. I think I saw it was like high 70s, low 80s on the temperature. So not too wild there. I'm gonna move on towards South America. Man, look at that one. That is something. cactus cactus over here. Of course, any of these things you can reach out and touch, I don't recommend that. One, it might mess them up. And two, well, it'll probably be painful as these things are cactuses. Cactuses, cacti, I'm not really sure what the plural is. Now, this one's kind of trippy to walk around. We're now in the central Mexico area. Another one here that's very cool. Ah, that's neat. You got some tiny cactuses growing out of a book. You have a small lagoon type area. Obviously a cactus type plant that's near and dear to my heart. That is tequila agave. Probably the most popular plant of any in the entire building. It's a cool sign there. Future Tequila Farm. I dig that. Oh, there's looks like there might be an animal or something over there. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out in just a moment. As we kind of finish up the loop. This is the Sonoran Desert in Baja California. And some of these get very, very tall. Now, as you can tell, I am not a plant expert. I do enjoy the prettiness and the uniqueness of things like this, but I am definitely not an expert on it like a lot of things on the channel. Man, that is another agave plant there, but this one's got a giant thing growing at the top of it. And that was the Desert Dome. It's pretty cool. So look how big that is, a balloon at the top. All right, I made it back to the animal enclosure, and it's home to a bearded dragon. Who's posing for us right there? I think my favorite part about the bearded dragon, his name's Steve. Steve the bearded dragon. Steve, I hope you're having a great day. Time to head into the third and final dome, and that is the Tropical Dome. And the Tropical Dome definitely feels more tropical. As soon as you walk in, you get hit with that big kind of rainforest humidity. Something I'm very used to from living in Orlando, Florida. And this one definitely seems like it has the tallest and biggest trees out of any of the domes. I will say the Tropical Dome is very well done. It definitely feels like you are in a tropical rainforest while being here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I do like some of the little touches that they put around the different gardens as well. Like this weird looking gargoyle dude. But man, like look at some of the size of these trees. Especially like this guy here, which kind of like a funky palm tree. In the Tropical Dome, there is a pond in the middle of it, which is pretty cool because it is home to some koi fish and some smaller fish as well. It would appear as people have thrown their coins in here. Don't do that. That could kill the fish and is a really bad idea. But I really enjoy the peacefulness of this section. Looking at the koi, looking at the trees. I'm also here shortly after opening on a weekday, so it's not particularly crowded. All right, everyone. After, of course, the tequila area, I think I found my second favorite tree. As this one here, it's used to make chocolate pudding and pie filling and ice cream. Thank you, chocolate pudding tree, for all your work. I mentioned earlier how I am from Orlando, Florida, and now it kind of feels like I'm back on the Living with the Land ride at Epcot Center. So you have some fruit growing over here. You got bananas, And then this tree is home to sour oranges. If only the chocolate pudding tree was going. Little pudding cups. Some more cool views here in the tropical dome. I do like how the domes balance the big giant trees and big crazy plants with a whole bunch of smaller plants as well. Like, look at the tree lily here. Pretty nice 3-layer waterfall over here. They want to give you another shot of that koi pond because this might be my favorite thing in the domes. Look at the giant frog stone in the middle of the koi pond. That is really neat. And here is one final shot of the big tropical dome. Overall, I enjoyed my time here at the domes. Not a very expensive attraction, cost about $8 to get in. Parking was free. I was here for about a half an hour or 45 minutes. It's not too far from the middle of downtown Milwaukee. So if you like what you saw, it might be worth a stop. I enjoyed my visit. If you have any questions or comments about the domes, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.